Hello friends, this is Marie from Lost Arts of Nature. How are you? I hope you're all having a lovely day. I am back with a new YouTube video after a long break from making YouTube videos. We've just been really busy here. Oh, I'm caught in a bramble. Hang on. There we go. We've just been really busy here. And I've not been kind of up to making YouTube videos, but yeah, this week I was feeling really inspired to get back to it and film this little video for you. So it's a little bit different from my usual kind of content. I thought I would just kind of bring you along on a typical week, kind of like a vlog style, diary style kind of video. So I hope you enjoy. I've just come up this morning to the goats. Oh, I just have to climb through the electric fence to get to them. Oh, there we go. And the goats are just here. You can see Hazel is ready to come out. So I'm just gonna let these girls out. So one of my morning jobs is to let the girls out and give them a little bit of a clean out, fill the hay nets, do their water. Good morning. Good morning, Hazel. Melody is in there. She's just woken up. Okay, good. So yeah, we're going to just do that quickly now, and then we'll see what else presents itself through the week. Hi, girls. It's been raining this morning, so they're always a little bit reluctant to come out. I'm just fastening their door here on this hook, and I find like it's really good because it keeps the door from closing, so they can always get in and out of their shed throughout the day whenever they want to. But it also closes it just enough that it keeps the weather out. And that was my husband's design, and oh, it's just brilliant. Works really well, doesn't it? Yes. So every morning I just kind of clean out, you know, the worst of their mess and bank up the bed at the back there, which is like the driest area of the shed, and fill up these hay nets because they're looking a bit empty. Check their water, which is down here, which definitely needs changing because they've pooed in it, which happens sometimes. Oh, that's not a good picture. Oh, Melody. What has happened? Oh, it's like overexposure. I don't know quite what's happening there to my camera. Goodness. Sorry about that. I had a little camera malfunction. I'm not quite sure what happened, but we're back working again. So I'm just going to get these girls sorted then. So I'm here in the shed where I keep the hay. We've got actually the most ridiculous hay system. I really need to improve it. So excuse me whilst I move this. So we buy our hay in big round bales, which is great because it's like a really economical way of buying hay. But because of like the way that our land is set up and our storage and the driveway, like the track to our house, we have to keep the round bale straw in our big shed, which is like at the bottom of the track, which is not that close to the house. I mean, it's pretty close, but it's not like practical for like going down there every day to fill up a hay net twice a day. So what I do is I decant the round bales into these like rubble sacks, and it just coincidentally one rubble sack fills one hay net, which is great. And usually I can kind of upend it in, and it works really well. But it is a little bit laborious, like bringing up the sacks of hay every few days. So that is a system that needs to be improved. And I'm realising like I only have one full sack up here. So that's annoying because I've got 2 hay nets to fill. So what I'll have to do is just give them this hay net for today, for this morning. Get some breakfast because me and Amy haven't had our breakfast yet, so we'll have our breakfast, you know, get ourselves sorted. I need to light the Rayburn, etc., etc. And then in like an hour or so, I'll go down to the big shed and fill up the sacks and the extra hay net, and the goats will be fine. Like one hay net is gonna last them just like all morning, so that will be totally fine for them. Yeah, so I'm gonna attempt to bring you with me whilst I walk this hay net up. I do have a bucket of water to carry as well. This may not work. Let's see. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. I want to chat to you about the goats. Let's go up there and I'll chat to you about the goats. Okay, I managed to get the hay net and the bucket up. I'm now on the search for a one of my like trug buckets. Here's one, so that I can just give them a little bit of a clean out. Here we go. So back up the hill. So yeah, I just thought I'd like give you a little introduction to the goats, because I don't think, although I post about them on Instagram quite a lot, I don't think I really post about them on YouTube very much. Just going through the fence. Another system that needs sorting out is putting a gate in their enclosure so I don't have to constantly climb through the fence. Wow, they are hungry this morning. Look at them attacking the hay net. I mean, I have just dumped it on the floor because I just wanted to carry on talking to you guys. Big baby down here. Oh, sorry, excuse me for my hands. Yeah, because I just wanted to talk to you guys. So I've left it on the floor, but in a minute I'll go and hang it up and I can get better access to it. Yeah, maybe I will need to go and fill up that second one sooner than I thought. I wonder why they're so hungry this morning. Could be because the like all the leaves are dropping here now, and you know, everything's dying back. It's late in the autumn here now. It's coming on into winter by the Celtic calendar, which is the makes sense for this part of the world. Anyway, wasn't what I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about the goats. So yeah, I wanted to introduce them. Their names are Hazel and Melody. They are Saanen Cross Guernseys. We don't milk them yet, but we have that. You know, we bought them onto the land primarily for land clearance, which they've been fantastic for. And then, but with a longer view of, hey Hazel, Hazel's gonna come join us. Hazel's a bit of a pushy goat, so we've got to keep an eye on her if she's around. She's shoved me over this morning, didn't you, Haze? Yeah, she's just a big old goat. So we do want to milk them at some point. Thanks, Haze. She's very sweet though. She's trying to eat my hair bubble. Thank you. Oof. Yeah, lovely. So yeah, we would like to milk. Obviously means at some point getting them in kid. Now's kind of the time of year to do it. It's like it's coming to the end of October. They are beginning to come into heat for the year. So we're seeing like estrus cycles starting to happen, which in goats is every 21 days. They go into heat until they're mated, or until the kind of around the spring equinox. So now would be the time to start that process. But Hazel here has started headbutting our daughter. Problem, because I really need Emmy to be able to come in and out with the goats. She's just, you know, she's a sweet goat. I mean, look at her, right? She's not like an aggressive goat. She just is unhappy at being in a flock of two, and she like really desperately wants to be head goat, and the other goat, Melody, won't let her be head goat. And so she's just trying to assert her dominance. You're like really down here. I'm going to try and lift you up in a minute so that I can talk to you properly without crouching right down. But yeah, so she's just trying to assert her dominance, and Emmy is the smallest of our little family unit, and so she's targeting Emmy. And it's such a shame because they otherwise are like really lovely goats. And there's a couple of other things as well, like we need to be able to move them really easily around the land, like from one enclosure to another enclosure. And we're not actually able to do that very easily because they are not, they're not lead rope trained. And I am kind of doing some work on that to make it possible to move them from enclosure to enclosure, but they're really big goats, so I don't know, like if I had Hazel on a lead rope, for example, like if she really wanted to go, she would just pull me over. So yeah, I don't know, kind of thinking, should we maybe get smaller goats and more of them? Like that could be a better solution. Don't think goats do very well in a flock of two generally. It seems the more I speak to like experienced goat owners, the more like people are saying to me, you know, two can be problematic in terms of like herd politics. So everything's up in the air at the moment. I'll keep you updated, but in the meantime I'm going to go and rescue that hay net because they are attacking it and the hay is going everywhere. So I'll be back soon. Happy goats munching on their hay net. They are really hungry this morning. I'm going to have to up their hay rations. And we've got a nice clean bed, clean water, and I reckon they're going to spend quite a bit of time in here today because the weather isn't great. It's not awful, but they don't really like getting wet and it is raining a bit. So, there's the goats. That was a big tractor just came past. So we're in the really big shed that I was telling you about at the bottom of the track, and this is where I get my round bale hay delivered to, because we can get the vehicle kind of into these big doors and then we kind of roll it off and up onto these pallets. So in order to fill the hay nets or the bags that you saw earlier, I have to kind of pull the hay off in layers. And with this particular bale, it was like from, sorry, I'm realizing the light is really bad, sorry about that, but you have got a nice shot of the laurel head through the door. But yeah, this particular bale was actually from, so not this summer's cut but last summer's cut, and it's, to be honest with you, it's like quite dusty and a little bit like mildewy. And I'll be honest, the goats are not a massive fan of this particular bale. I mean, it's fine, it's not moldy or anything. It's mostly dusty. And actually, when I'm doing this, I tend to keep my mouth closed, but I want to talk to you. So yeah, just excuse me if I start coughing. But yeah, so basically, I have to like pull the layers off of this hay and like fluff it out like this so that all of the dust can fly out, and then I put it into these sacks or directly into the hay net if I happen to have a hay net with me, and then I can take it up to the goats. So that's our current system. I mean, yeah, like I've already explained, I need a better system because this is a little bit time expensive, which I haven't really yeah, it's just not an efficient way of dealing with the hay. And the other thing that I want to change as well, which I'm going to try and bring you guys along with me when I do this, is that I want to switch the goats from hay nets to a hay, like a hay rack, you know, like a manger, traditional style manger, because I want a little woodwork project so that I can learn some like woodwork skills. But also it would be again a lot more efficient to feed the goats hay like that. Plus the added benefit that in the summertime I can fill it with like forage that I've collected off the land, you know, whether that's like the branches of hazel and willow that I'm cutting or brambles that I'm clearing, etc, etc. It would be like this really easy way of just going in to their shed and just popping it into the top of the manger, and I think that worked really well. So anyway, I'm just going to finish doing this and come back to you in a bit. So I'm making cheese and potato pie for dinner tonight. It was something that my dad used to make us quite a lot when we were little. We used to have it with sausages, and that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. Realising that my camera isn't quite high enough, but I'll crouch down a little bit so you can see me. I've got the Ray burner light today, so that means I've got the use of an oven. And so I thought I would make this meal. Like I say, it's got some like sentimentalness to it for me. And I was just peeling and chopping the potatoes, and I thought I would just pop the camera on and say hi. So cheese and potato pie, does anybody else have this in their childhood? It's basically layers of mashed potato with grated cheese layered in, with grated cheese on the top, and then baked in the oven, like cheesy mash. It's nice. It's a very comforting food, and today it's really stormy outside. It's like really, really rainy, and it's pretty chilly. I'm just going to grab another potato or two because there's not quite enough in here, and it's really windy as well. So this is just like a really nice comforting dish for the evening. So I thought I was going to just bring you up to speed on a couple of things that have happened this week. So just animal related type things. So we were woken up, well actually I was already up this morning because I get up really early, but Emmy was woken up this morning by the cat being sick on her bed. really not a nice way to start the day. So basically our cat, who's just sitting over there, she might come and join us in a minute, is an absolute food fiend, and she will just like steal any food she can possibly forage within the house. She has plenty of her own food to eat. It is not through hunger, I can assure you. In fact, she is quite fat. But she just is a bit obsessed, and I think it's because maybe because she was a feral when she was born, and she was just a wild cat, like just trying to find food wherever she could, and also like her mother wasn't on the scene when we found her. We found her abandoned, and I think maybe she had known hunger when she was tiny, so it's made her a little bit food obsessed. So anyway, she steals all kind of foods, her favourite being anything sweet. She has been known to run across the kitchen with a jam donut in her mouth before we've realised what she's doing. She steals bread and things like that. So anyway, last night, me and Emmy were eating a persimmon, and I left some on the kitchen side, and she got into the persimmon because it was sweet. She really enjoys sweet things. She's got such a sweet tooth. And so yeah, she ate some persimmon, and I suspect that it's given her a bit of an upset belly, and that's why she was sick last night. So I've currently got the washing machine going and the dryer going, just washing all of Emmy's bedding, and I've got Emmy's duvet. I think viewers in America, I think you call it a quilt. It's like draped over the banisters upstairs, drying out and airing out. So anyway, that was last night's drama. But she's, consequently I haven't fed her any breakfast, and she's definitely in a grump with me. I'll show you. Look, she's like sat like this all day with her back to me. She is not a happy kitty. She's like not understanding why I haven't fed her breakfast, but I just want to give her digestion a rest, you know. I don't want her to just be sick again, so I'll feed her probably after lunch, something like that. But actually, because I've got the oven on, I've actually got some meat in there roasting for her. She's actually allergic to a lot of things, which manifests in her having lots of like sores and stuff on her face if she ingests something that she's allergic to. So I've got some meat roasting in there for her because I make all of her own cat food for the time being, just to get us through this period that we're in, where we're trying to figure out exactly what she's allergic to, and then we can hopefully find a cat food that's suitable for her. So that's the cat. And then because the Rayburn's on, I've had some soup simmering today, so I've got soup in here I made, and I'm probably going to put some bread in as well, and I've also got the aforementioned laundry will probably be here soon as well. So the Rayburn, she does us proud. She does a lot. And the other thing we've got going on today, which I'm gonna take you outside soon to show you, is that we've got a chicken who is currently going through her kind of normal autumnal molt. The rest of the chicken's already molted, and then she molted kind of by herself subsequently, and because she's the only one molting at the moment, all the other chickens are picking on her, and they're pecking at the feathers that are coming through, and it's causing it for her to have like these little wounds which are bleeding, and of course as soon as there's blood, the chickens just peck at it more and more and more. So hello Emmy.
Hello.
You're trying out your poncho. So we'll take you out there in a bit. Me and Emmy are going to go out and catch her, and we're going to try and spray her with some iodine, which I have for the goats, which is just for like, I spray when we trim their hooves, but also if they have any like little wounds or anything, and it just helps to prevent any infection setting in. But I'm hoping that it's also going to have the effect with the chickens that it will disguise any kind of redness or blood that's there and discourage them from pecking it. That's my theory. So yeah, when it stops raining, I'll take you out and we'll take a look and do that together. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to make some bread dough and get these potatoes on to boil. You know how I was saying about Tinker being really annoyed with me because I haven't fed her yet today? Look what she's doing now. Oh, bless her. Let me turn you around. Oh, she's not a happy kitty today. Don't worry, Tinker. Food's coming. So I went straight over to the Rayburn and took out her cat food that I'd made her. This is pork today that I've made her, and I'm just telling you that she's waiting at my feet because she was just so hungry and so eager. And but it was really hot, so I had to cool it down for her so she didn't burn her tongue. But yeah, as you can see, she was pretty keen to get her paws on that pork. She enjoyed it very much. So after the cat was fed, I decided to make an apple pie. We've been gifted loads of apples this autumn. We're very lucky, and I've been trying to think of all different ways to use up the harvest. So apple pie was on the menu for this evening. So I'm just making up a pastry, which I kind of guess at a pastry recipe, to be honest. And it's just plain flour and butter rubbed into like a breadcrumb consistency with a tiny bit of added salt and then some sugar to make it into a sweet short crust pastry, and then bring it all together with some really cold water, and you need much less water than you think, and yeah, you bring it all together and then you can roll it out to line a pie dish. And the pie dish that I'm using, which I think I'll be showing you quite soon, was gifted to us from a friend and neighbour very generously, and it was his mum's old pie dish. I just love using really old heritage cookware that's like vintage type stuff, that's got a story behind it. It feels extra special. just getting some little logs here because I really want the Rayburn to come up in temperature a bit and get these apples frying for the pie. And in order to do that, I need the oven to G up a little bit. It's doing okay, but it could just be doing better. So little sticks and logs is the way to get the Rayburn to heat up a bit. And the handle's broken. Close the top dampener, and then hopefully this will have a better chance of frying whilst the pie is blind baking. So the pie is in here, baking away. It's not quite there yet, but it's not far off. So we're just going to have a look and see how this apple pie is doing. So when you are cooking in a wood cook stove, the oven is always hottest on the side next to the fire and at the top, and on the back too. So you can see how it's baking unevenly. So I need to turn this round, which is really hard to do with one hand. So I'm just going to pop you down and turn it round. So I've turned it round now so that the kind of more cooked side is over here and where I want it to brown more is here. But I reckon that is almost done because I'm going to close it because you also let all the heat out when you open the door. I just want to par bake this pie. Sorry, just ignore all of that in the background. Turn around here. Because I want to reheat it again for after dinner tonight, but I just wanted it all cooked and ready. So I'm going to kind of like par bake it, and then when we sit down to eat tonight, I'm going to whack it back in the oven just to kind of heat it up and just finish off the cooking. So yeah. I couldn't let a whole YouTube video go by without including something creative. And so this week I'm doing some spinning. I thought I'd just quickly turn my camera on and tell you about this project. You may already remember this project if you've been here for some time, but for those of you who are new, I'm spinning up the wool that I dyed last year. So last year I foraged for some lichen in our woods, and I actually bought some walnut shells, and I also bought some elderberries, dried elderberries, and I created 3 dye pots and dyed wool in those 3 different foraged materials or bought materials, plant materials. The wool, I mordonted all the wool first, and then I dyed it, and the result was some wools with some really beautiful plant dyed colours, all in kind of shades of browns and slight orangey, beigey colours, really earthy, beautiful colours that you get with botanical dyeing, with plant material. And I'm so happy with it, and I'm now spinning up that wool. This is the very last bit actually that I'm spinning right now. This is my last row lag, and my plan is to ply it together, skein it up into a skein and then a ball, and then to knit a shawl with it. So I'm so looking forward to knitting with my own spun wool. It feels really lovely. And yeah, if you would like to know more about the whole process of that, I would love to chat to you about it. If it's something you would be interested in, just leave me a comment below and we can talk more about the different processes involved, the botanical dyeing part, the carding into rollags part, the spinning part, the knitting part. I'm just so excited to share all of those different aspects with you if it's something you'd like to know more about. And I just wanted to mention that I had promised you some chicken footage where our chicken needed some iodine spray. I wasn't able to, we did spray her and I wasn't able to film it because it was just raining so hard that day when we were doing it, so apologies for not including that footage this time. I will try and include her in next week's video if I can, so that you can see her and see that she's doing okay. She's doing okay with lots of love and support from Emmy. And in the meantime, I'm going to sign off of this video now. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's a very different style of video to what I've done before. I'm really wanting to show a more complete picture of our lives here in all of its homemaking, homesteading, home educating, all the different aspects of what makes up our lives here, and I hope that you've enjoyed it. I really do. I would love to hear what you think, and if you have any kind of questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you. And in the meantime, subscribe, like the video. It all helps YouTube to show my video to more people, and of course if you subscribe then you'll get an alert every time I post a new video. I'm just about to come to the end of the very last piece of hand-dyed wool that I dyed last year, which feels a bit momentous actually, and what a lovely coincidence that it's coinciding with the end of the filming of this week's video. There we go. And yeah, and that's all I'm going to kind of record for this week, but I hope you'll join me again next week for another vlog style video. And there we are. I'm going to twist that off here and sign off this video. I'm sending you lots of love for the next week and I hope that you have a wonderful week. Goodbye now.